These short videos are all well and good, but you don't actually really truly get it off your plate, do you? So let's have a bit of a longer one. Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, if that's the name, they went head to head in a debate. I didn't watch it. No, I had to be up early because obviously I've got a really long day and I've got to pay my taxes that will be then wasted by these two on numerous things. Now, apparently, Sunak accused Truss of not being very conservative. And he believes he's going to be the next Margaret Thatcher. So whether he's got a penchant for dressing up in a nice blue dress and looking like the Iron Lady, or whether he wants to go to war and ignore everything that his own cabinet said, and also if there's any demonstrations out there or protests, crush them. Because as much as Margaret Thatcher had more balls than the rest of her cabinet put together, and on certain subjects was great, she did have her bad sides as well. She went and crushed the unions. Now, the unions at the time were a bad thing, but some unions are a good thing, and now the unions that we do have are completely in bed with the people that they're supposed to be arguing against to look after the worker. Strange, isn't it? But there you go. Sorry about the noise. Fuck off! I'm on a building site. So that was Sunak's accusation against Truss. Now, I believe that somebody said that Truss is thicker than two dustbins put together. Whatever that is. But she believes that she is going to basically undo all of the woes that Rishi Sunak's done. Interesting. Very interesting. Does that mean we'll start getting cheaper fuel, cheaper gas, cheaper all sorts of stuff, pay less tax, that kind of stuff? Because if it is, I'm all for her. But from what I can gather, she's not the brightest tool in the shed. And this has given the Conservative Party some fear at the moment. Apparently, there is about 5%, it might be grown by now, that actually want to reverse the vote of no confidence that they had in Boris, because they realise that Boris is actually a better deal than the two Muppets that are running for the leadership. Now, I'm of the opinion that it really doesn't matter which one is in there, whether it be Boris, whether it be Sunak, or whether it be Truss. They will both be told to read off a script, and if they don't, woe betide them. And I think this has been pretty much the thing in politics around the world, in most countries, for a long time. They're not controlled by themselves, they're controlled by the people that hold the debt over them. Now, England, like many countries, or Great Britain, call it what you want, we'll go for England at the moment, is in monumental amounts of debt. But nobody ever says to who. Now, the monumental debt is to private banking. It's not, you know, who owns these private banks? Well, I could tell you. It's Rothschilds and people like that. DuPonts, Rockefellers, all these kind of fucking idiots, right? Now, these are the people that actually pull the strings of these cunts, because if you don't do what we tell you, we shall make your financial life within the country, i.e. the country's credit rating, etc., and your ability to borrow, because our country needs to borrow and borrow and borrow some more for the reasons that it can't control its own finances anymore. We're in a fiat currency and we're fucked. But moreover, we need to borrow because our politicians come up with these wonderful and great ideas of how we need to borrow more money for reasons. Now, why? Well, they've got lobbyists. These lobbyists, I think it's about 5 or 6 lobbyists, maybe even up to 10 now, per MP. Now, these people tell the MPs that what they should be asking for. We need to spend money on this. We need more investment in this. We need to do this. We need to do this. Well, who do the lobbyists work for? Well, I can tell you, big corporations. Why is it, and a lot of people don't know this, that to be in the House of Commons, you need to be elected. And there's only a few positions in there where you're not. One of them is the guy who sits there from the banking community within the London, the 1 mile. He's not elected, but he sits there and he oversees what's going on. He reports back to the banking. Why is that? Well, he shouldn't have any business in the fucking place, but he is. And that's always bothered me, but nobody talks about that one. Never actually seen him thrown out for making a point either, like some of the old guard did. I can't try to remember the name of the guy, northern guy, he used to get binned out all the time. Funny he was. Socialist, but still funny enough. But no, these two are going to be reading off a script, and if you believe any different, you would be very naive, unfortunately. But, you know, if you don't believe it, you will do soon enough when you start seeing them still saying about the Build Back Better and all the rest of it. I think at the moment the Build Back Better is actually bring back Boris for some of the Conservatives. I find that quite funny, actually. Now, Boris is a Bilderberger. Now, Rishi Sunak wants to be like Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher also was a Bilderberger. Now, if you look at the Bilderbergers, what are they? Who are they? What do they do? It's almost as if they're a steering committee for where the country and the world goes, where it spends its money, where the next drama's coming from. And I don't know about you, but this winter's shaping up to be quite a bad one. I mean, we've got all the worry about power because they're putting up the cost of gas and electric because of the war over in wherever it is this week. And they're drumming up all of these weird and wonderful reasons why we should have food shortages. They're fucking over the farmers, so the farmers can't produce. At the moment, there's a program in place where they're offering the farmers a get-out clause. Do you want to retire? Would you like to sell your farm? Okay. Well, who's buying it? And what they're going to do with it? And why is it that through one thing and another, we've made it so difficult for the farmers just to get on and produce? And then we've got the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Now, if you're not sure about that, go and have a little watch of what Daniel Bostock said on his Facebook. But one of these was the net zero. The other one's obviously things like what they're doing to the farmers and etc. But if you haven't seen Daniel Bostock stuff, go and have a look at it. Very good. A few other YouTubers I should recommend. Obviously, Paz, ex-Army Paz, another great one. Angry Bootneck. He's an ex-squatty over in America at the moment. But there are lots, and I'm going to do a live stream at some point where I'm going to try and get lots of very small YouTubers and slightly bigger come on and have their say for 5 minutes. And what they'll do is when they're doing that, they'll put their link into the description and you can follow them, because YouTube's not doing a very good job of when somebody lets or puts stuff out, putting it forward. So we're gonna have to do it ourselves. We'll be like our own little yellow pages. Actually, I'm showing my age now because the yellow pages is about as useful and it's not actually. Everybody just goes online to do this. But anyway, in the old days, we used to go to the yellow pages to find out what company did what, where, and when. But I believe that we should promote new YouTubers coming forward, because I found it difficult to get my first 50 subs. Then after that, it was slow going. And then I put out a video back in the day when you could, and it went viral. That was it. I got 300. And after that, people started watching my stuff, and I followed what was going on with Tommy, because I was fully on board with the man at the time, and I talked about what he was saying, and that got me a lot of subs and a lot of recognition. And I was also battering feminism and wokeness and just stupidity and shit like that. But anyway, there you are. So, yeah, Rishi Sunak, oh God, Liz Truss, is about as interesting as a Dover's soul. Yeah, we're fucked. And we haven't got anybody else we can vote for. I mean, Keir Starmer, if he said, if you vote for me, we won't be like the Tories and be going on about the past. Well, I'm sure you fucking wouldn't, would you? Because your past, your legacy is that of getting nonces off being basically prosecuted. I mean, I don't know how many others you managed to hush up while you were there with your little wig on and doing your bit, but you definitely kept it quiet for Jimmy Savile until he went to the grave, and at that point it really didn't matter, did it? But how many other fuckers did you brush under the carpet, and how many other things while you were in power did you brush under the carpet that it was in the public interest to know about? I could think of rape gangs and stuff like that. Whatever. But that'll be your legacy, sunshine. Certainly not as a great opposition leader to the Tory party, as you put them. You're an absolute fucking melt. Seriously, if it was a chance of never drinking again or going out for a pint with you, I'd be on the wagon, that'd be it. If you were the last fucking rubber ring in a sea of trauma, right, I would just fucking float away and drown quite happily. You are literally, you are the dog shit in the middle of the night that a person treads in by mistake. You are a fucking disgrace. You are nothing more than a fucking stooge. You are a puppet. You pretend to be the opposition to the Tory party, but you're absolutely fucking minted. You talk about socialism like you actually believe in it. No, it's socialism for the rich, not for the poor. Socialism for the rich, if you're not aware, is these people can't fail because each other, that when you're in that and you have big businesses like them, most of them dig themselves out of the shit and help each other. But for the little people, fuck off and die. Anyway, I'm first in the queue today. And didn't I get here early? Hence the reason we're doing a video. Well, I hope you like the content. I hope you like I'm putting out more content. It seems that when the depression hits, as it has lately, I'm more creative. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing in the world? Do you think it'd be the other way around? Do you fucking mind? but it's not. Hey ho. Well, I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the weather. Whatever red weather warning we're getting at the moment. What is it? We're having a bit of rain. Red weather warning. We're having a lot of sun. Red weather warning. We're having a bit more weather tomorrow. Red weather warning. Fucking suck my balls. Anyway, I'm getting off. I'll speak to you in a bit.